Hi, welcome to Tally Alley, where we do dumb stuff. I'm Evan.
And I'm Haley.
And welcome to Movie Alley Week 8.
Today we're going to briefly touch on the Playmobil movie and also talk about Last Christmas.
So, the Playmobil movie, I wasn't expecting a ton. I was just really bored. And I was like, Haley, we should go see a movie.
And it was like pretty much the only thing we hadn't seen that was playing in a time we could go see it.
Yeah. It was actually pretty well made. As far as the art and everything was kind of amazing.
The animation was really well done. It was very colorful. It was very vibrant. It didn't seem like just tossed together. It was very well created.
Yeah.
But nothing else was.
It should be well created. That they have a $75 million budget.
Yeah, they had a pretty high dollar budget for this animation film.
Though, yeah, like she said, nothing else was really there. It was pretty tropey, which it was a kid's movie. I expected it to be tropey. But, the plot itself was pretty much non-existent, I think.
Yeah, it felt like there was an attempt at the plot at the beginning and at the end, and then the middle of it, they were just kind of let's just see how many characters we can do. So I can kind of see where people were talking about how they felt like product placement was the entirety of this film.
It kind of just felt like the whole, build up to our conclusion was a disconnected story.
Yeah.
Our beginning and end were hey, there's important stuff happening here.
And there was no explanation for why what happened in the film. It was very much just this is a thing that happened. Magically this happens at the end again. And then there was no explanation. There was no hints of anything.
There wasn't even some bad excuse of oh, it's the magic of love or anything. There wasn't even something like that. It was just kind of happened.
It was just left the way it was, and there was no attempt to even try and make any sense of it, which kind of made it worse, because at least if they had tried, it felt like they filmed they did the animation portion of this movie, and then we're oh, we actually need a storyline. This isn't just something that's doesn't have any dialogue.
Honestly, I think Haley had said this is the type of movie that you'd want to just drop your kids off at.
Which the tickets are $5, so if you're babysitting, or if you've got kids that you need to take to a movie but you don't have
it's a pretty long movie.
Yeah, it was pretty long, but if you're the thing is the age level for this is such young kids to not go crazy in it, that you couldn't just drop them off. But it's one of them that you would want to drop your kids off, because I think a lot of kids films nowadays have been done to such caliber that you can sit through them and not hate them. But this is one that you're I'm only doing this for my kids.
I think I saw a critic literally just called it a Lego movie knockoff.
Yeah. And it feels like that.
Kind of feels like, except
worse.
Except I was actually invested in the Lego movie a little bit.
Well, the other thing is there's live action at the beginning and end of the film, which isn't anywhere in the trailers that I had seen for the film. So it was very much
I hadn't seen any trailers for the movie.
I had seen, I think, one or two, but I wasn't expecting there to be any live action in the film. The trailers do not tell you anything about the plot of the movie, and the plot that they have in the trailers is a much better plot than what actually happens in the movie. But so I would give it a 2, because it was well made. It just had no plot, so I can't give it a
visually it was a 5 for animation. It was kind of amazing.
But for
4.5, 4.5 for animation. Really, let's not go crazy. Spider-Verse was a 5 on animation, but literally everything else was a 1.
So a
at
2
most. So yeah,
fair.
a 1.5 or 2 at most.
Very unimpressive film, but. For very small kids to be able to take them to a movie,
if you just need something that's pretty colors to distract your young children.
In our theater, it's a good $4 to $6 difference in price for this movie compared to the others. So if you are looking for something that you're on a budget for, definitely would recommend this. Yeah. But I would not personally pick to take a kid to see this movie with the other kid movies that are out, especially since it came out just a couple weeks after Frozen did. So.
Which I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I have. But,
it wasn't that great.
So,
moving on.
Move along to Last Christmas, which, again,
I liked it.
It wasn't bad. It just felt bit more like a Netflix movie.
I like Henry and Amelia, though.
Yeah, well, no, they did a great job in their roles, but again, it was a plot line that didn't 100%.
It was kind of they kind of baited you a lot.
Yeah.
I expected this to turn out this way, or this and this and this, and then it's it's a pretty stereotypical Christmas love movie.
someone's dying.
Like
or
nothing can go perfectly right. Yeah. But this one did kind of take the extra.
She lost her holiday spirit. It was very odd though.
But it kind of felt
handled.
Yeah, it kind of felt like they took like
3 different movies.
All of the holiday movie tropes. They were like they lost their Christmas spirit, sick person, and other dying love interest. And they were like. And they were like, what if we twisted all of those a little bit to make them not tropes?
And make them fall in love.
And make a new trope that somehow makes less sense. But it was also a good movie.
It was a good movie.
It was a good movie.
It was one of those movies that, like, if the ending hadn't happened,
if I would have left the theater 5 minutes before the movie ended, I would have had a lot better view of the movie, probably. Now, they had their nice, like, Christmas party thing at the very end, which was nice. They did. If I would have missed the last 3 to 4 minutes in between, like this last segment, this, like, last 5 to, like, 2 minutes, if I saw that last minute of the movie at that, like, party thing, I would have thought, oh, that's a great ending. Yeah. Just end it. That's it. I didn't need to see that 4 minutes in between.
But it was really cute, and the actors really did a great job in the film. And so, like, kudos to them because they did a really great job. It was well filmed. It was well edited and everything.
I loved the side stories.
Yeah, I was
more invested in the side stories than our main plot.
But again, it did feel like kind of like they were trying to do too much at once.
Sometimes.
In ways, because it was kind of like, oh, there's stuff going on with this parent, oh, there's stuff going on with the boss, oh, there's stuff going on over here. And it kind of felt a little disjointed because, like, there was so much going on that sometimes it felt like you were losing track of the main story. But then in the end, kind of the main story didn't really matter.
Yeah, which I kind of liked. I almost kind of liked it. Because I was like, well, my thing was, if they didn't have the one thing where they showed her, like, without...
Yeah.
Then I would have had more of an issue. But they, like, showed that, so I'm like, they were kind of like, they had, like, this whole, like, little montage thing where they basically said, disregard all of the main story, it doesn't matter.
Which is annoying to me because I hate that because...
It's annoying, but it kind of worked for the movie. I liked that there was a nice, like, background soundtrack.
If this had been actors you didn't like, you would have a much different opinion.
I'd still like the movie, but it wouldn't be as good.
Yeah, you would not like it as well if it didn't.
Well, I'd probably like Knives Out even more if it wasn't directed by Ryan Johnson.
But anyways, it was a good movie though.
It was a good movie.
I think I would probably give it a 3.5.
I'd give it like a 3.75.
It was a very basic type film but overall, other than their twist that they did. Right. But I didn't like how they handled the twist.
I'm super Christmassy though.
Yeah.
So normally this is the type of crap that I would be like super particular about.
It's
and like
a Hallmark type movie in a way.
But it's better than Hallmark movies.
Yeah, but
it's like a higher budget Hallmark movie with a little bit better writers.
This was another movie that was kind of a general consensus through the family that everyone was like, yeah, okay, I'd like to see it.
Yeah.
And our mom wanted to see it.
I was probably pushing for it. I was probably pushing for it the most.
Yeah, and I was just like, well, I'll go, whatever. I don't have anything else to do this evening.
I liked it. I'd see it again. I probably wouldn't go see it in like theaters a second time, but I'd be totally ready for it to come out on Netflix or something else.
We not had Regal Unlimited, I would not have went and seen it.
I would have paid to go see it once. I wouldn't go see it again, but I probably would try for like a matinee or something. Yeah.
But so I would give it a 3.5. What would you give it?
Like a 3.75.
3.75.
Like most of a tally.
A most of a tally.
Not a complete tally.
One.
No.
A little bit of a short one.
A little bit of a short one.
So yeah, I mean, so
this, Playmobil, not great.
Not great.
Not great.
Last Christmas, a little cliche, but not the worst thing we've seen.
I'd say both of these movies, you'll have different opinions on. If A, for the Playmobil movie, you're big into art or animation, you'd probably go and be like, decent.
Yeah.
And like it better than like a 1.5 or a 2, like where you liked it. And I like animation, and honestly, I'd give that thing like half a point if it wasn't for how good the animation was. But then Last Christmas, if you're crazy into Christmas, or like, hey, if you like Hallmark movies, you'd probably love this because it feels like just like a Hallmark movie, but better.
Just a little bit of a bigger budget.
Yeah, and better actors and stuff, even though there's some good Hallmark actors. But, yeah, but so, I mean, not an amazing movie roundup this week, but pretty decent. Yeah. I'd say The Last Christmas helped, though.
Yeah, and we're actually going to be doing some videos coming up in the next couple weeks. We've got some stuff from Universal we went to. Mm-hmm. We're going to probably do 2 or 3 videos on some movie trailers that have gotten released that I think we'll have some broad opinions on. And
some stuff we're excited for sure.
A couple other movies as well.
Yeah.
So, as we lead into the holiday season, we're going to be filming a little bit back to back to post stuff because we're going to be out of town for close to 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So we've got a lot going on.
Yeah. That's it for Movie Alley Week 8, and we're out. Cut.